Hey you guys, Chairman37X here, bringing you a kind of intro, overview, review type video for Orbox C. The devs, Arseniy and Nikolay, sorry if I butchered those names, I'm not even going to try the last names, but Arseniy, sorry, let me know, he let me know of his game and he wanted me to check it out, and I tried it and it's really good. Some of you guys might know the Orbox series. I actually didn't know this, but they are, Orbox and Orbox B were, like, early 2000s, 2005, I think, and 2006, browser-based puzzle games, and, they did pretty well, and about 10 years later, actually, they made, this one is released on Steam, and it's really good, so, here, I'm just gonna kind of, demo the game to you guys, and, yes, we're gonna go ahead and, start right off here. You can see pretty basic controls, your box, and an Orbox specifically, and you want to try to make it to the exit. So, you know, pretty simple first level, arrow keys to move around, or WASD. Not much room to move around freely, because you'll notice the main thing that sets this game apart from other similar sliding box puzzle type games is the fact that you see there's no like extra blocks. Like most of those games are in like enclosed spaces. And there's, you know, walls on all sides, and, you know, it's kind of confined. But here you can actually, I mean, you know, you die, but, there's not all that stuff to distract you, just a nice, spacey background. And, sorry. That's it's one of the main things that sets it apart. You'll notice also the, unfortunately, I'm finishing the levels quickly, so you can't really hear much of the music. But, the music in this game is phenomenal. So here we have our first new mechanic, angles, deflected 90 degrees. Pretty straightforward, but definitely one they like to get some mileage out of in some of the later levels. There's quite a few unique mechanics in this game, but there's not enough that it kind of whoops, I always do that. There's not enough that it distracts from like the core of the game. Like they throughout the first world they introduce next time we get one, I'll be able to show you all of them really quick. Get through this level, very nice little level there. Here we go. So here we have teleporters, but you can see I think this is all of the new mechanics, but you know, there's quite a lot, but it's not enough that it distracts from the core of the game. I think it's a pretty good amount of new mechanics, and they all get used a lot. They find new and inventive ways to use these all the time. This actually is a really neat level, because for one thing you can do this, which, you know, that's fun. You actually can't get out of here, you have to reset. I really like that. But it's only the second level with the portals, but they actually do some really interesting things with them, as you can see here. Really neat level there. I have a list of a few levels near the end of the video that I want to show off, a few of the neat levels that I've encountered through my time playing the game. I've played quite a bit of it so far, and I definitely plan on playing a lot more. The levels are starting to get really tricky now, but, let's see if we go here. Whoops. Okay. It's fine. And then we're gonna go up. There we go. Okay. But, yeah, there are 210 levels in this game so far. Spread throughout seven different level packs. Okay, here's our next game mechanic, the stars. This is just, it's a new mission, actually. So the missions are over here on the right. There can be up to 5 missions for a level. This one's pretty simple. You just gotta collect all of these, star things. Another really cool thing I like about this game is that the kind of visuals and aesthetic of the game is very tightly packed. Very cohesive. It's, you know, got the whole space theme going on for it, and they really stick with it. It's got the background, it's got kind of, the music almost sounds spacey at times. There's a couple of tracks that are a bit more ambient and are, really nice. And, you know, you got the nice backgrounds, changes every level, but it's still very nice looking. A lot of the blocks and things look very futuristic, and, this actually, I think, is one of the slightly more ambient tracks. Sorry, there we have gates. You go through them. The two halves count as solid blocks, and then once you go through the middle, then they combine into one solid block. So, kind of a neat little one there. Go up here. And, yeah, as you can see, also at the end of each level, there are actually 3 different ways that you're scored here. None of them, there's no like par time or minimal steps requirement or anything like that. As long as you beat the level, you know, there's nothing else to it, which is nice. I like that. But they include this stuff if you want to try to push yourself harder. So you have level score, level time, and level steps. Score is the only one that takes a bit of explanation. Time, of course, is just the amount of time you take. Steps is the number of inputs you do. As you can see, that number in the upper right, every time I make a move, it goes up by 1. And for the score is actually one of the more unique ones, is that every time you cover a new block or a new space, you get 10 points. Or maybe 20 points? Yeah, okay. And, also this is a neat level. You actually have to kind of go outside of the 3 things there to get to it. I always forget that, but that's a really neat one. But, yeah, they all all 3 of them require you to play the levels differently if you want to maximize your, like, how well you do on each of them. And it's really cool in that way. Here we have grow blocks. They're similar to the gates, but they don't have any solid block aspect to them. But once you go over them, then they become solid. Pretty straightforward there. But, yeah, this game just has a lot, like, there's of course been a lot of games that do similar things to this, but I feel like this is definitely the best one I've played of this type. It does a lot of things very right, and it kind of encompasses everything that I used to like about those types of puzzle games, and brings them all into like a cohesive, you know, package sort of thing. These are bombs. Explosions don't hurt you, but they are solid blocks until they explode, and you can press the arrow in the direction that they are to make them blow up early, in case you need to get by them and you don't want to wait 9 seconds, which is really nice. Very nice courtesy thing there. This one we wanted... Whoops. Did it one too early. There we go. Yeah, this is only the first world, the easy world. No, this is not going to be too terribly challenging. Oh, wait, I always mess this one up, actually. I'm going to do that. There. Whoops. Sometimes I do that with the bombs. I press the direction one fewer times than I was supposed to. Here we have a new mission, blowing up all the bombs. Oh, whoops. I want to do that. There we go. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Just want to make all the bombs explode, and then you get through it. This is one they really liked it. In some of the later levels, I've been seeing a lot of explode all the bombs type levels. How does this one work again? No, I screwed that up. Here, let me, I screwed it up again. I don't want to end up in the middle. That's the problem. There we go. And if you want to maximize time on the bomb levels, you actually kind of have to play... You have to find a good mix of just wanting to hit all the bombs once, and then also you want to... Because if you hit them, they explode sooner. So, like here, I have to wait around for a bunch of these bombs, but if I played it smarter, I could have gotten a much faster clear time. Which that's just one of the examples of how you can optimize some of these sensors. This is it's actually one of my favorite mechanics. I'm not really sure why, I just really like it. You just have to hit all of the sides. Passing, you can see her passing, it doesn't count. You actually have to come in contact with that side, like by going in its direction. And you hit all the sides, and then you beat it. So, whoops, another one of the mission types. I want to go, there we go. So, a few more levels in the easy world here, and then I'm going to show you guys a few of the levels that that I encountered throughout that I wrote down just because I wanted to be able to show them off, because I think they're interesting or they show off some of the neat mechanics in interesting ways. So these are ice blocks, specifically a mission. You won't always find ice blocks in missions, but the ice will break once you hit it once, as you can see there. And actually, wait, hold on, I want to do that. There we go. Wait, that's not it. Let me think. Oh, was that? Okay. But yeah, the missions, of course, that involve them, you just have to break all the ice. Pretty straightforward, but like I said, you're not always going to see these in missions. There we go. Yeah, there are plenty of times where the ice is just there as an extra obstacle. Or sometimes it's a decorative piece. Like here you can see these blocks actually that they didn't introduce us to yet, but they have here just kind of as decoration. This is always one that I forget how to do. You want to be careful, because there's a couple places where you kind of end up stuck in like here. I think I'm screwed because I'm gonna end up in one of these 2 rectangles, and then I can't escape out of them from there. I think this might be good. Yeah. Wait, I might have screwed it up. Yeah, I screwed that up. Okay. Sorry, this is always one that's giving me a bit of trouble. So let's see. I want to do. Crap. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna sit around and fumble around this level. We're going to go ahead and go over to some of the interesting levels that I thought. As you can see, I've played quite a bit. There's still 2 more level packs I haven't unlocked yet. Bonus and hard. Hard I'm very concerned about, because I'm already having some trouble with just some of the normal levels. So I gotta go over here. Okay, so easy 1, 5. This, you know, you can already see kind of where this is going. This is just kind of a very satisfying level, because then you go here, and then you just kind of let it do its thing. A couple more very important things to know about this game. It actually has, it's very cheap. It's only like $3 I think on Steam. There's a, whoops, no, I don't wanna. There's a free version, which has 30 levels, apparently 30 unique levels. I actually haven't tried it out yet, but apparently it has levels that are completely special from the full version, which is kind of interesting. So even if you have the full version, playing the free version actually is worth it. Also, I just kind of like how that level, you have to like go on 2 different axes of the, or 2 different sets of the bouncing ones. And actually these next 3 levels, I like all of them. And it also has trading cards, which it doesn't sound like a super big deal, but considering how cheap it is, you actually are pretty likely to basically get the game for free. If you, I think I did this wrong, yeah. Because, you know, you get it, and then you get the trading cards, and the trading cards are worth, I actually didn't check, but usually they're worth at least, like, you know, 10 cents each, and there's, like, 4, so, I mean, it's not, like, for free, but, it depends on how expensive the trading cards are, or how much they're worth, I suppose, which I probably should have checked, but, also here you kind of have to go back, and you have to make use of all of the, every little aspect of this level to make it to the end. It's really neat. But, yeah, it has, Steam achievements, badges, backgrounds, emotes, all that stuff. So, you know, it's got the complete package. It's really nice. And yeah, I think that's just about everything. So now we're just gonna go through some of these really neat levels. I like this one a lot because of the very interesting use of portals. They like to do portal stuff like this a lot, and I really like it. You just kind of fly around here, and then you're at the end. That's such a cool one. So that was 16. Okay, so now we want to go on to 28. Here's, I guess, where one of the times they formally actually introduced labyrinths a few times, because you find them here and in the next world, but you stop when you hit the labyrinth from one of the open sides, and then you can pick which way you go. It's a really neat block, actually. And then the only thing we probably won't see is the closed exit, where it's a mission where you have to reach the exit, but you can't do it until you complete all the other missions. So, kind of a neat one. This level, I like this level a lot. This kind of, I think, encompasses the game as a whole very well. It has just about every mechanic in it. Just trying to make sure I don't screw this up. Oh, I screwed it up. Okay, how do I do that part again? I always get a little mixed up here. Hold on, let me, okay, no, it still kills me. How do I get that row? Oh, I see, I have to do that. There we go, that's what I was missing, okay. Yeah, so it's got the bouncy triangles, it's got stars, it's got the labyrinths, it's got portals, it's got sensors, here, it's got the gates, here you gotta kind of go back, kind of interesting there. It's got bombs. It really just has just about everything, and almost everything is in mission form, because as you can see, stars, bombs, and sensors. So it's got 3 different types of missions, a couple little tricks and traps, more bombs. It's a really neat level. This is probably one of my favorite levels in the game, to be honest. It encompasses the game as a whole very well. And that's all of the levels in Easy 2 I wanted to show off. It's a few in average. Average, so I was just trying to look at my notes. 12. This is one, some of the ones coming up here I have here just because they're really thought-provoking type levels. Because, oh, sorry, I tapped out. So here you have to kind of double back here. You have to go over this way. There's plenty of ways that you can go that will just result in you losing because you get stuck, or you know, you don't have anywhere to go. So that's a pretty cool one. 15. This is by far the most challenging level I've encountered so far. This one took me about 15 to 20 minutes to plan out, because it doesn't look super challenging, but these 2 bits here, getting both of them in a single run is very challenging. That's always where I screwed up, but I found that the solution, you have to go over this way to clear this up, and then you have to leave that block up there, very important. Then you can go down here, and then you get into here, and you can take, because once you reach up here, you can't escape from here. This has to be the last place you go. That's another really tricky thing that you have to take into account. I was very happy when I finished that level. That's the thing about this game, is that or games, any games like this. Also, that's the last one on average. So now we're going to speed. This is a fun world where the theme of every level is that there's a bomb, and you have to make it back to that bomb several times before it explodes. But games like this really, there's a lot of satisfaction you get when you finally complete a very tricky level. I haven't had to look any up yet, which is nice. I'm a little bit worried about some of the later ones, but anywho, this level is kind of neat. It's got this puzzly part in the beginning where you have to just like plan out your route, and then here's where the speed part comes in, because you have to get around to these things very quickly. There we go. That was actually, I think, the fastest I ever did that part. Then we have, oh, actually the next level. This one, it's not terribly tricky. You just have to, you know, be really quick about it, but that's just a really fun, I love levels like that. It's a lot like the first one I showed off in Easy too. Okay, next one we have 21. This one I like. This is, I think, one more like this, where I included it because of this, but this one you really have to think. You have to, like, plan out exactly which route you want to take, because you see there's, like, 6 different paths you can take on the left, and they all have different results. But if you kind of study this, you see that, so you go here, and then an easy way to do this actually is to backtrack. So you start at the exit, you see that the only way to get to the exit is go to here, to here, to here. So you kind of trace this route backwards, and then you find out you have to go to this 4th one. And that's super challenging, but I just like the kind of thought process that a level like this invokes from the player. We have 25. This is one where you really have to know what you're doing at all times. This is that first part's pretty easy, but the second part, you use almost the entirety of the timer. So I believe what you have to do is you have to do this. Oh no, I screwed it up. Okay, there we go. You have to kind of double back and then oh no, I did actually screw it up, because you complete the sensor and then you think you're done, but actually this is one where you have to reach the exit as well. Oh, whoops. Screwed that up. So oh, whoops. Sometimes I start to get a little confused as to what keys I'm supposed to be pressing when. Okay, so you want to do this, go here, and then you actually have to hit this block one more time, so if that blows up, even if you complete the sensor, you can't make it to the end. So that's a really fun one. A few more here. That was 25. Okay, this next one, this is one that I had to sit at and just think about it for a while. It's another one like the labyrinth one. So, you know, the first couple moves you don't really have a whole ton to do. Here you have to double back a bit, which is interesting. But then here, once we go down, we hit the bomb, and we have to do a very long series of specific inputs. We have to go down here, and then up, down, up, so that this is now solid. So you go here, then you go right, up, left, right, down, down, left, up, and then you can make it to the exit. But it's really tricky, and trying to figure this stuff out for the first time is very challenging. But just once you figure it out, it's so satisfying. And then this next one, this one is probably one of the overall hardest levels I've seen. You have to do really quick, super quick inputs if you want to get through here. You have to plan it out very well in advance. I always have to try this one a bunch of times because I never remember exactly where I need to go. Yeah, that was close, but not quite. So you have to collect. There's a lot of times where like you make it to like a certain point, but then you miss just like a couple, and you really have to optimize it there. That's one that took me a while to do as well. And just one more here that I wanted to show off. It's in normal, normal 6. This is just kind of a neat little level. It's not super challenging, but it's another one where you really have to kind of wrap your brain around it. So here we want to go here so that we can make all these solid. Did I screw this up already? I might have screwed this up. No, I think I might still be okay. I want to go here and then there so that we can finish up the sensor. Yeah, okay. And then you go this way and then you can make it to the exit. So, yeah, and then this is the level I'm stuck on right now. Just wanted to show this off because I thought it was really neat. It's like a nice little house with this sensor grass. Here, this is actually the only time I've seen it. The sensors, actually, you don't even have to hit them all. They're just for looks in the stage. But, yeah, that is Orbox C. The link to the Steam game and the free version, of course, will be in the description. I highly recommend you guys check this out. I've heard rumors that there might be... Because you'll notice, I said there's 2 level packs, but there actually is not one here. This is empty. There's no 8th level pack yet. I've heard some rumors that there might be more levels coming in the future, as well as potentially new game mechanics as well. It's what I read, at least in the press kit. So that's very interesting. And like I said, it's really cheap. It's got trading cards. There's a free version if you want to check that out and try it out before you buy it. And even if you do that, you won't be repeating any levels because the free version has completely unique levels. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys check the game out. And, yeah, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check the description for a link to my Twitch.tv channel. And, yeah, like I said, the Arseniy messaged me about this. I really love it when indie devs reach out to me about their games that they've been working on, or I've got a couple. I've gotten a couple other requests pretty recently, and I really love it. So if any of you guys have any games that you want me to try out that you worked on, always send me an email. I will almost always do it, just because I love trying out games and showing them off to you guys. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later.